Welcome to the GCSE Maths Advantage. I'm Dr. James Carter, and every episode I'm going to break down one topic, show you where the marks are, and give you a quick win you can use in your next exam, whether you're targeting a grade 7 or pushing for a 9. Let's get into it. Look, this one algebraic fraction question lost more marks last year than almost any other on the paper, not because it was hard, but because students cancelled across addition. If you've ever panicked and cancelled straight away, this episode is for you. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes and you'll know exactly when you can cancel, what to show for marks, and a 2-second check that catches most mistakes. That sounds promising. I always feel nervous when I see letters in the bottom of a fraction. Perfect. Let's clear that nervousness. First, the big rule without the maths jargon. You can only cancel factors, not terms. If you see something being added or subtracted, you cannot cancel across that addition. Say that again to yourself while practicing. Factor first, cancel later. Now we'll unpack that with a worked example.
The concept. We'll work step by step through this example. 2x squared plus 4x over x squared minus 4. I'll read it out. 2x squared plus 4x over x squared minus 4. First move, factor everything you can. Factor the numerator. 2x squared plus 4x equals 2x times x plus 2. The denominator, x squared minus 4, is a difference of squares and factors to x minus 2, x plus 2.
So, after factoring, we've got 2x lots of x plus 2 over x minus 2 lots of x plus 2. That means x plus 2 appears top and bottom. Can we cancel that now? Yes, because x plus 2 is a factor, not a term inside an addition still. Cancelling gives 2x over x minus 2. But two important things to say here. Always write the factorised form on your paper before cancelling, and state any domain restrictions. From the original denominator, x squared minus 4, we must exclude x equals 2 and x equals minus 2, because those make the denominator 0. Exam-wise, that factorisation step is where you win method marks. Show the factors clearly. That's M1. Cancelling a common factor is the method continuing, another M1. The final simplified expression, 2x over x minus 2, is the A1 for the answer, provided you haven't lost marks by ignoring restrictions. Exactly. Let's explain why cancelling across addition is wrong with a quick contrast. If the numerator had been 2x plus 4 and the denominator x plus 2, you could not cancel the 2 with anything. 2x plus 4 equals 2 times x plus 2 after factorising, so you must factor first. If students see 2x plus 4 over x plus 2 and cancel the 2 with x plus 2 directly, that's invalid and marks are lost. I must admit, I've seen examples where students just strike through numbers without factoring. It's tempting when you're rushed. You're not alone. That's why we teach a 3-move routine. Factor, find common denominator or equivalent fractions, then simplify. Write each move on your script. Examiners can award method marks even if you don't reach the final simplified answer. Let me show a slightly different example to illustrate common denominators. Simplify x over x plus 1 plus 2 over x minus 1. You need a common denominator, x plus 1, x minus 1. Turn each fraction into an equivalent fraction with that denominator before adding. Do not try to cancel across the plus sign.
So we'd write x, brackets x minus 1, divided by x plus 1, brackets x minus 1, plus 2, brackets x plus 1, divided by x minus 1, brackets x plus 1, then add the numerators because the denominators match.
Exactly. Combine numerators carefully, factor again if you can, then cancel only factors. That brings us to the common exam mistakes, the 3 I see most often. Common exam mistakes. Number 1, invalid cancellation. Students cancel terms that are added or subtracted instead of cancelling factors. That loses method marks and can lead to a wrong answer. Number 2, forgetting domain restrictions.
If you cancel a factor that makes the denominator 0 for a particular x, you must still state x cannot equal those values. Missing that often loses an accuracy mark. Number 3, not showing the common denominator or equivalent fractions step when adding or subtracting fractions. If you jump too quickly to a result without writing the intermediate equivalent fractions, you may lose M1 even if your algebra is correct in your head.
To be concrete on marks, for a 3-mark question, expect M1 for a correct factorization or a correct setup towards a common denominator, M1 for the correct method, such as creating equivalent fractions or cancelling a valid factor, and A1 for the correct simplified final answer with any required restrictions noted. If you can't complete every step, aim to secure the M1s by writing down your factorization or common denominator. Those are relatively easy marks.
That tip, write down the factorization, is gold. Even if you run out of time, scribbling the factorized form often gets you a method mark. Now, the exam technique section. Turn your method into markable actions. Always label your steps on the paper. Step 1, factor numerator and denominator. Step 2, state excluded values for x. Step 3, show equivalent fractions or cancel common factors clearly. If you write those 3 explicit steps, examiners can award method marks more easily.
What about partial credit? Suppose I factor correctly, but then make a small arithmetic slip when combining numerators. Can I still get marks? Yes. If your working shows a correct method up to the slip, you still pick up M1s. For example, you'll get M1 for correct factorization, M1 for setting a common denominator, and even if the final arithmetic is wrong, you may still get 1 or 2 method marks. That's why write it down, don't just think it, is so important. Quick win, a 2-second substitution check you can use under pressure. After you simplify an expression, substitute a simple number that isn't excluded, for example x equals 1 if 1 is allowed, into both your original expression and your simplified result. If both evaluate to the same number, your simplification is very likely correct. If they differ, you've made a mistake and there's time to fix it. Let's do the earlier example quickly. Original, 2x squared plus 4x over x squared minus 4 with x equals 1 gives 2 plus 4 over 1 minus 4 equals 6 over minus 3 equals minus 2. Simplified, 2x over x minus 2 at x equals 1 gives 2 over minus 1 equals minus 2. They match. That 2-second check catches most incorrect cancellations.
So it's fast. Pick a legal value, plug into both forms, compare. If they match, breathe. If not, go back to the factors.
Exactly. Here's a short checklist to use in the exam under pressure. 1. Factor everything you can and write it down. 2. State values of x that are not allowed. 3. Show common denominators or equivalent fractions when adding or subtracting. 4. Cancel only factors, not terms. 5. Substitute a simple allowed value to check. 2 seconds. Keep this checklist on a small revision card and practice until it's automatic. Recap and resources. 1-sentence recap. Always factor first, cancel only factors, and use a quick substitution check. If you'd like 3 worked practice questions with full solutions to try straight away, there's a downloadable PDF in the show notes at jcacademyonline.co.uk with step-by-step marking guidance.
That's your quick win for today. If this helped, share it with a friend who's revising. You'll find more worked solutions and revision resources at jcacademyonline.co.uk. Until next time, trust the process and nail that exam. Stay curious.